We got about 5 minutes before we get started. But again, I really do appreciate all of you being here and obviously having these conversations. And we got YouTube is up and running. So we're going to put this here and we're going to move this down here. And we got to figure out what's going on with Instagram because that is not working. Internet is always fun until you realize the fact that you're not able to get what you think you're getting. So hopefully you're here for the Finish Strong. I want to make sure we have this going live as I click through to get started, to start my live, and we'll see what comes of it. But all in all, I am always excited to be sharing what it is that we're doing and always excited to be a part of this. And this session actually has been hitting me pretty hard recently to get going. So let me see how I can start this here. And I might not be able to, which is always fun. But appreciate you all being here on Facebook. Again, we got Instagram trying to connect, but it's not getting the internet service that we need. But feel free to ask any questions you guys have of stuff you're going through, of things that you're trying to figure out and trying to navigate. And most importantly, making sure that you are going through everything that's needed to be able to actually connect and finish strong as we talk about. So let's see. Any questions you have, obviously, please feel free to go ahead and send them over. We definitely want to make sure that you guys are accessing everything you need to get that information. We're going to get started in about a minute to give you exactly what it is that we are talking about here. So if you are on, let's see if we can fix this. If you're on Facebook, you're going to be able to access it and see it. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, you can access this and see it as well. So another minute and then we're going to get started. Feel free to send any of your questions in. We'd love to have them and love to be able to ask you questions or answer questions that you might need to share with us. So one more minute and we'll get started. All right, we're excited to be a part of this. We're here. My name is Matt. If you haven't been a part of our Finish Strong, I have 5 minutes to give you exactly what you came here to get, which is a way for you to finish your week strong. Now, the reason why I always want to make sure that we are having these conversations and we're being a part of this is because Wednesday comes and it's time to move forward, right? So in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give you, whether you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube or you're on LinkedIn, I want to walk you through exactly what it is that we are doing and why this is so important for me to offer. Now, when it comes to this topic, it's all about how a solution without a problem is pointless and a problem without a solution is hopeless. And the reason I share this with you is as we were doing some talks this weekend and working with some clients, what we found was that individuals kind of need to experience both at the same time in order to get the highest result. So when we see problems, which a lot of us as pessimists might recognize quickly, we see the problem and we want to do something to solve it. When it comes to the optimist, we don't want to see the problem. We just want to see the solution. So we do try to solve that as well. The key to all of this is to try to create a solution that exposes the problem while showing the options to solve it. So when we walk through our life, if we don't recognize that there's a problem, there's no value in the solution. And if we don't recognize the solution, then the problem feels daunting and overwhelming. So instead of just sitting there saying we want a solution mindset, which a lot of people ask for, they ask for it with their teams, their companies, bring solutions to me. That's totally fine, but we need to make sure that we're not just bringing solutions, but we're truly recognizing the problems. I've worked with many clients who have brought solutions, but they didn't actually know the problem they were working with. And that causes issues on its own. So to avoid that, to get people to show up the way they need to, what I'm going to ask is that we make sure that we are connecting the two. So we were working with a client this past week. The individual was exposing all these problems that were going on, and the people that they were managing were just getting constantly just almost felt like weight was being put on top of them every single time they would ask a question. and it did not go over well for the individuals involved or the manager managing the team. So what started happening was the people who were being managed and being told about all their problems felt like they were just failing at everything. There was no solution offered. What then happened was the manager came back and started offering solutions after they've already dumped the problems on the individuals. Well, now what happens is it felt like more weight because they had the problems dumped on them already. And now the responsibility of implementing this new solution was dumped on them as well. So here's what we need to do. We need to find solutions that not only solve the problem, but expose the problem for the individual. And in doing so, at the time where they realize they need something, what you've already done is you've provided it for them. So in order to finish your week strong this week, what I want you to do is make sure you are finding solutions that as they are being used are helping expose more and more of these problems, but they have a way out when they find them. See, people aren't that upset when you expose a problem as long as you offer a solution with them. But we as managers tend to come down critical on people or ourselves. We point out the problem, but we don't offer a solution. We point out the problem, but we don't offer a solution. This is a massive mistake and an issue that's being done by many managers that we work with all over the world. And the first thing we try to step back from and saying, hey, are we being those architects? Are we building out the system? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to focus for the rest of the week. It's Wednesday. For the rest of the week, in order for you to finish strong, I want you to focus on what problems are you finding and what solutions are you using? And what are you bringing first? Do you bring the problem first or the solution first? Do you bring the solution first or the problem first? It's like the old adage of the chicken versus the egg. Which one came first? There is an answer. There is an answer, and there's an answer for this too. Do you need to know the problem before you can bring a solution, or do you need to know the solution before you bring the problem? What I want you to focus on is focus on solutions that are based in foundational truth that you know, if implemented, will help solve some of the problems that you know are there, right? People always ask, how do I know a company needs us? It's because every company who has people has problems, because people have problems and people bring those problems to a company. So because of that, we need to recognize the problems are there and use that solution to move the ball forward. So with that, I appreciate it. My 5 minutes are up. Any questions that you all have, please submit them. And we are excited to see you all next week. Same place, same time, different topic, same format of finishing strong in under 5 minutes. We want to make sure we offer you a message that ensures that your week has a strong finish. We'll see you all next week.